I'm here with Ted today. Ted, how you doing?
I'm doing okay.
What brings you to the streets, Ted? How long you been on them?
Well, I was just going to sound like a bullshit story, but I was living at S.T.S Manor in Toledo, Ohio, and I had an unscrupulous landlord.
This is gonna kill me.
And I was there on a handicap disability. I get a disability check, and I get a HUD, and it took like 6 months to get a waiting list to a year to 2 years. And I was living there, and they had dogs in the building. I didn't have a dog. I kept getting bit by dog ticks. I went to the hospital. They actually started making a hole in my legs and it got infected. And then I had like skin disease for almost 2 years to get rid of it. All I mentioned to the ladies, if she wasn't gonna help me out and get rid of the dogs or dog ticks or fumigate my room, that I would sue. And then she had the police show up. They didn't have no probable cause, no warrants, no nothing. Said they wanted to talk to me. I just swear they put the shoe in the door and pushed into my room after I told them, no, I disagree with you guys. I'm gonna close the door now. I asked the officer to take his shoe out of the door. He went out, he pushed me into my room, him and his partner, two police officers, and then they forced me back out in the hall, and he started saying, well, you gotta follow the rules around here, this and that, this and that. And the landlord was standing right there, and I said, no, this is about a lawsuit with dogs and dog ticks. I don't know what this is all about. And he said, well, you better, you're gonna have to leave the door open. And I said, sir, I gotta lock my door. I was sick, I'm on my way to the hospital. And it got into a heated argument, and then he said, well, you better, I'm gonna F you up or false arrest you or F you up if you don't leave. So I left, I went downstairs, I called 911 on the police officers. They showed up, I went to the hospital, got medication, went to Rite Aid, came back. They showed up about 2-3 more days, and they did it again. They had knocked on the door, answered the door, after asking me if they had a warrant, and they put their foot in the door, 2 different cops.
Have you ever been homeless before?
I've been homeless one other time.
What is the longest you've been on the streets?
One time I was on the streets for 6 months, and I got in a place with my brother, and then I got into S.T.S Manor disability for handicap, but I was on assisted living.
How long, your handicap, how long's that been? Your whole life?
No, I had a water skiing accident, and I broke my knee like the pro football players, kneecap out, torn ligament in the middle here, torn in half, the middle one. And over 30 years, the doctor told me it'd wear out. So I worked for 30 years as a plumber in plumbing construction, and then it wore out, and I couldn't walk on it no more, good enough to work, you know? So I went to disability, got a lawyer, they approved it, I got paid, and they got me a place where like HUD paid $400 of my rent. So I only get $840, but it takes like $1,200 to really manage.
So now this is home right here, this bench, is this where you sleep now?
Yeah, this is where I stay now.
Have you had any problems staying there?
So far, I've been very nice. People around here are very nice. Been very nice to help me get something to eat and something to smoke, cigarettes and something to drink.
What are your plans from here?
My plans are to get back into social services, get my HUD entitlement back, and get my own apartment because I get $840 a month. But with the HUD entitlement, my rent was only $211.
It seems like they really did what they could though to help you out though, right?
Who's
Ted?
that? There's all the people.
They're like, you know, with you getting paid and being able to get housing, right, or no?
Oh yeah, no, because then they had the COVID. All that COVID stuff, and that really threw me for a loop. It's a year to 2 years waiting list. The shorter the wait that was only 6 months, but I can't go back to that place. They were trying to steal my van. They got my muffler. They put a rubber boot on it. They were dripping gas on my muffler. I had to bar up in my room because they kept coming to my room to steal stuff. I couldn't sleep at night. There was a lot of drugs and prostitutions and all kinds of things going on, like New Jack City in there.
Do you worry about getting ran over being so close to the street?
I worry about them jumping the curb and hitting me sometimes. There's really nowhere else to go. If I lay on the ground, it's too damp, it's too lumpy, it really hurts.
How many months have you been on this bench?
I've only been here for like 3 days, I think.
3 days? Will they tell you to leave if they come out here?
Sometimes they do. Sometimes it's a bus company, sometimes it's police.
And then you just find another bench to go park at?
I was just laying down in that lot over there under the tree, under this cushion, and a police officer came up and told me I had to leave. It was private property.
Okay, so any family while you've been going through this? Or?
I have some family in Toledo, but I have 2 brothers and a daughter. My two brothers' wives, they're busy with their lives. They help me out a little bit, and they just really can't do it anymore, you know.
How old are you, Ted?
I'm 56.
56 years old, and you worked as a plumber your whole life.
Oh yeah, about 30 years I labored.
Was that for a company, or was that
I started
subcontracting?
Company. I started with Ken's Plumbing. I worked for them, and I worked for F&W Plumbing, and then I subcontracted for Dole Homes, and then I got into Local 50 Union, went to Owens Technical College Plumbing School for a while. Then I left there and I went to California for a while, and I worked with some plumbing contractors out there. Cold Plumbing, Empire Plumbing. I forget what Mike's place was. We did new restaurants, did all the plumbing in new restaurants. And then the recession hit and it just dropped out. New housing, everything's a luxury, so during the recession they stopped building.
That's been the problem the most is with COVID?
Yeah, but I got the disability after all the housing dropped, after the recession. So I finally, after like 6 years, I finally got my money from disability. And then I got the apartment at Ashland, and I don't know why, they kept breaking in my apartment, stealing stuff, breaking in my van, stealing stuff, and then they actually cut my fuel pipe, put a rubber boot on it to steal my gas.
Yeah.
And then they got mad at me for calling the police, and they loosened the rubber boot and let it drip on my tailpipe. I got so mad, and then I was getting sick. After like about 3 or 4 days after leaving the place, the dog ticks quit biting me, and I actually physically felt better.
So they weren't regular ticks, they were dog ticks?
Dog ticks, yeah.
And them can kill you too, right?
Yeah, I had bottles of them for, I was keeping the evidence. I had evidence of not using the exhaust fan to give exhaust to the building, very dirty trash room, outdated fire extinguishers, outdated fire sprinkler system, and then I had evidence of they just had like a hit list. If they didn't like it, they got you thrown out. She brought the company, they evicted me falsely. I haven't had anybody help me prove it in court so I can get my place back. It was an unscrupulous landlord. She just didn't want to, I was like, man, you don't have to get sued. Just fumigate my room. I just want the dog kicks out. I don't have a dog.
What's the worst thing you've had to go through out here being on the streets this time?
Oh, the cold, the heat.
The cold? Are you prepared for winter?
A little bit. I just went out and got a new jacket.
Well, I got a blanket for you in my car out there. I'll go get. I'm going to go ahead and cut this. We're too close to the road. And I tell you, I don't see how you sleep right here because these cars are just flying by and they don't stop, man. So I wish you the best, Ted, and I hope you get housing. And thank you for talking to me, man.
I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, you have a good day, buddy.
Yeah.